So what?
Hello, and welcome to State of the Arts. I'm your host, Brooke Janes. Today we have a very special guest in the studio who goes by the name Trill I Am. Trill I Am is a producer straight out of Peoria, Illinois, and has been working on electronic music for about 4 years now. He recently has established a large following on SoundCloud in the last year and has no plans of slowing down. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So you produce music. Can you tell me exactly what that is?
It's basically taking any series of digital instruments or actual instruments and recording and arranging different patterns in such a way as to create a song.
Okay. So my background with that is pitch perfect. Is that sort of what you do?
I actually am not too familiar with that. I mean, it sounds like a vocal thing.
Okay.
I do everything. I do mainly work in FL Studio. I make stuff with vocals, without vocals. I actually spent a while doing hip-hop recording and stuff too, so I like doing that kind of stuff.
Sure, and do you make your music for special people or just as an outlet for yourself? It
depends. I'd been on about a 3 or 4 month hiatus very recently. I just kind of broke that today, in fact. But one of the things I uploaded most recently was actually a remix for one of my friends. She goes by the name of Heart Wreck, and she's based out of Salt Lake City.
Oh.
And she just released an EP, and so she had asked me to do a remix for it. And that's probably the most recent work of mine that I've put out publicly.
Sure. And I think you have worked with a previous one of the guests on the show.
Yes, me and Bill Nye. We have a production slash DJ duo called Lambo. And we played in St. Louis not too long ago. It was a pretty successful show. And so I'm kind of splitting my time between my whole Trill I Am project and the Lambo project.
And what are you going to be doing for us today or showing?
I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I go through when it comes to producing a track. I'll show you kind of like laying out a pattern, coming up with a melody, and then arranging it, finding my samples, and then give you a little taste of what it all comes out to sound like in the end.
It looks very complicated and interesting, so
yeah, it's
eager to watch.
It's one of those things where you kind of learn it piece by piece. This is a pattern right here, this little block, and these dots in here are notes. And if I double click on it, it takes me to my piano roll, and from there I can single this pattern out, and it allows me to just play it, the pattern by itself. So this is what I started out with this song, was this simple melody. If I go up here, I can assign that instrument to my mixer, and from here I can go in and add my effects and everything to it. And so from there, after I have something that I like, I try to build on it. And so I have melodies here. This is kind of just like a pad. It fills the space. It doesn't let the song feel as empty. And then from there, I generally like to add my drums. And so this is one of the most tedious parts, is doing your cymbals and getting the rhythm and everything right the way you want it to sound, along with all your instruments and stuff. From that point, I kind of take a step back and add percussion to it. And so these are percussive tracks. It's just like little, just like.
Sounds like a wood block.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
And that kind of just gives it, it gives the drums more life, more character. And then at that point, I go ahead and I compile it into like a song the way I think it should sound, and I add these are actual samples. So when you hear about people in mainstream music sampling something, it means they're taking an actual sound bite and using it in their song. And what this is just it's just like a wind sound, and it kind of gives the track movement, and it adds more environment and atmosphere to it. And then from there, it's mainly going in and trying to flesh out certain parts, seeing what works better here and there, and trying to go from having nothing and make something that you're happy with and proud of. And it's exactly like writing if you're done, if you're you're never really done. So.
Okay, I hear it. Well, we are actually done. Thank you for coming in. That's all the time we have. That's all for this episode of State of the Arts. If you're interested in any of Trill.I.Am's music or want to book him for your next party, you can visit him at facebook.com/official_Trill.I.Am or check out his SoundCloud page at soundcloud.com/Trill.I.Am. That will do it for this episode of State of the Arts. I'm your host, Brooke Janes.